I'm back to talk about another very important topic um, that is centered around safeguarding our children, especially our children in middle school and high school. And the reason why I say this is because this is going based off of another video that I watched by another content creator that was doing or sharing his perspective on another person's video that was covering about how in the last 8 months there were 20,000 new HIV cases in Atlanta, right? So the woman basically was saying that all of the people that she know personally that are a part of this statistic are men. And what caught my attention was when she said to basically giving a piece of advice for a lot of young ladies out here. I'm not going to say exactly what she said because I want to use a phrase that's a little bit more what's the word for it? That's a little bit more discreet than what she said, but her advice to a lot of young ladies out here was basically promoting abstinence, which is also something that I strongly recommend, especially because I've experienced the other side of the spectrum. That's not to say that I have this, because I don't. But without going in deep detail, I am a walking testimony where when I was 20, my body was compromised. It was compromised. Now, by the grace of God, my body was not compromised by something that I couldn't get rid of. It was compromised by something that I actually could get rid of, and I can guarantee you this: it only takes one time. You don't have to have multiple partners just for your health to be compromised when you are fornicating. All it takes is one time. And that was my first time going through that, and that was my only time going through that. Ever since then, I have been clean, and I'm very grateful. With that being said, I have been abstinent for a year and 8 months now. By September, it'll be a year and 9 months. So I'm sharing my testimony to let other parents know that it is possible for their children who are in middle school and in high school to abstain from sex until after marriage, which, to be honest with you, I highly recommend it. Why? Because it's the only safe route to go. The only safe and 100% effective route to go. You can even pull it up yourself on Google, and they have health professionals that even mention how abstinence is actually the safest route to go and the only 100% effective route to go. Every other contracept that's out there is either 99% or 90% or 80 something percent, 70 something, but abstinence is 100% effective. Why? Because you're keeping yourself pure until marriage. So therefore, when we promote this safe route for our children, then our children will be protected on a mental level, emotional level, spiritual level, and physical level. Those are the benefits that our children will be able to experience if they were to take this safe route. And so now I actually agree with this lady in this video when she was advising young ladies to basically abstain from sex. Now, this is where I started to disagree with her when she also said to take PrEP. But it's like, okay, well, got to be careful when we do that. Why? Because then that will cause confusion in our children, because we can't tell young ladies who are in middle school and in high school, as well as young ladies who are in their early 20s, to abstain from sex, which means to not do it at all until after marriage, and then you say to take PrEP. And see, the thing is, there would be no need for our children and young men and young ladies to take PrEP if they are abstaining from sex. It wouldn't be no point. Why? Because PrEP is made to prevent a person from becoming infected with HIV. It's not used to help a person to prevent themselves from being infected from other STIs and STDs out there, which means that even when you're on PrEP, you can still catch chlamydia, you can still catch gonorrhea, you can still catch syphilis, herpes. So we have to be very careful when we're pushing messages that's in the gray area. No, we have to keep it strictly black or white with our children. It has to be strictly either left or right, because our children cannot go left and right at the same time. And it's very dangerous when we have our young people out here that are making decisions that's not clear cut. They're making decisions based off of being confused by some of the content out here that's being put into certain media spaces by adults. And so we have to be very careful. Now, me personally, I will continue to stand by how our young people should practice abstinence. It's the only safe route, and it's 100% effective. And I can speak on it. Why? Because I'm living it. I've been a statistic where my health was compromised for a short period of time. And the thing was, the thing was, I didn't experience symptoms. That's just how scary it was, too. I didn't have any symptoms. But the thing was, I did the responsible thing around that time to just visit the clinic and just go ahead and get tested, because it didn't matter how long I knew this person. And I knew this person for I think 2, almost 3 years. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter how long I knew this person. And I still told myself, no matter how long I've known this person for, I'm still going to do the responsible thing and go get checked. And sure enough, when I got checked, that's how I found out what my status was. And when I tell you it was a wake-up call, it was definitely a wake-up call for me. It was definitely a wake-up call for me. Now, I think I didn't experience symptoms because even though what I had was in my system, it didn't become active in my system yet. So it was just sitting there in my system. Just talking about it, reliving it brings back the feelings and the thoughts that I had, even though it was 8 years ago. And I'm just grateful to God that I'm still here and that I was actually able to become clean again. And so now that I've been on this journey of abstaining until marriage for a year and 8 months, now that's what you call true liberation. That's what you call empowerment, real freedom. And to be honest with you, just to get biblical for a second, it's a reason why God tells us to not fornicate, which is have sex before marriage. It's a reason why he say that. He actually tells us to flee fornication. Flee, and flee means to run, because he understands how weak the flesh is. Also, nothing good, to be honest with you, comes out of having sex before marriage. I mean, look at the cases with HIV. Look at the cases with any other STIs or STDs out here. Look at the cases of abortions and how many broken homes that's been created and how many children have been born out of wedlock. So we have clear evidence that we can physically see that nothing good, nothing positive is produced from having sex before marriage. And so with that being said, I disagree with promoting to our children in middle school and high school to take PrEP, because the only way to be effective is if you fornicate. That's the only way. Other than that, if you're abstaining from sex, it makes no sense to take PrEP, which means you have to have sex in order to be on the PrEP pill. It only makes sense. Because if you're abstaining, which means you're not having sex at all, you're staying away from all types of sex until after marriage, then there's no need to take the PrEP pill. I mean, it makes logical sense. Also, our children wouldn't have to worry about, oh, well, what if I have this or what if I have that? They wouldn't have to worry about being stressed or, constantly worrying themselves about if they were to get tested at the clinic, what if they caught something? What if they're infected? They wouldn't have to worry about that because they're not doing it at all. I mean, I respect everyone's perspective on this, but I strongly stand on, our children abstaining from sex until after marriage. I mean, because when you think about it, families are created from sex. So our children in middle school and high school, yes, they go through puberty where their reproductive system starts to work, but that does not mean that they are ready for sex, because families are created from sex. So they are still babies themselves. They're not ready to create families. So if our children in middle school and in high school are not mentally and emotionally and spiritually prepared to create families in a healthy environment, then they don't need to be having sex. And this will also keep them safe, much safer from catching an STD. But that's all I have for right now, because I do have to get myself ready for tomorrow morning so that I can be able to put my son on the school bus. And then I have to take care of some things for myself. As always, I'm going to continue this series of where I'm going to continue to put out content about how we can safeguard our children. Y'all be blessed, and y'all stay tuned for more.